Hey man, I'm really glad you weren't stupid and you didn't shoot him. Hey, what's going on? Decided to do a video on my way to the local IFA because I'm not sure how many videos I'm going to be able to actually make while I'm riding, because this weather makes it very difficult to talk. It's been an experience the last couple of days because we've been in like single digit numbers and even negatives, and I've really noticed that the what do you call it, the wind chill makes it difficult for me to talk at all while I'm riding. Plus I'm wearing my mask while I'm riding, and that already kind of muffles the sound. So I haven't been very happy with the videos that I've shot, and so I haven't been even editing them to get them ready to put up. But I figured since I was going to go out in the nice warm car, I might as well try and shoot some footage while I'm out driving. And I wasn't sure what to talk about, and a friend of mine posted something on Facebook, and it totally reminded me of an incident that happened. And I think what I'll do is I'll title this video, "I was almost an accomplice to murder." And so that's what the story will be about today, or at least on this trip. So many years ago, when I was 19 or 20, so like 14 years ago-ish, somewhere in there, I had a very good friend. Well, I still have a very good friend. He's still one of my better friends from a long time ago. He still lives in California. I've since moved to Utah, but we still keep in contact. He had kind of this weird feeling one day because his wife had left early for work. Now, she already worked a really early job, one where, you know, you go in at like 5 o'clock in the morning and you get off, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, something like that. So they had always had kind of a contentious relationship. But this day, he comes to me and he goes, I want to ask you a question. I said, okay, go ahead. So, my wife, she kind of left a little earlier than normal going to work. And I said, okay, that's not that unusual, is it? It's like, no, not really, but it just seemed really weird today. I'm like, okay, well, she's probably just cheating on you or something. No big deal. Just kind of offhand joke. Well, some time goes by, and I get a phone call from him. I'm on my way home from work, actually, when I get the phone call. And he says, hey, can you do me a favor? I said, sure. He says, my wife's over at her friend's house. And he asked if I knew where the friend lived. And I said, oh yeah, I know her. I know where she lives. He says, can you go drive by her house for me and tell me if my wife is there? I said, oh yeah, no problem. So I drove by, and sure enough, in the driveway was his friend's wife's car. And so I called him back and said, yeah, she's there. He said, okay, thanks. Kind of ended the conversation. Well, a day or so later, I'm gonna pause here because I'm gonna go into this country store real quick and see if I can find what I'm looking for. All right, I'll be right back. Okay. Well, that was successful. My inkling that this place might just have what I was looking for was correct. They in fact had it. IFA Country Store. I've never been here before, but I'd heard that they got all kinds of very good stuff, and in the valley where I live, Utah County, we got hit with such a huge storm that they didn't have any salt or snow shovels, things like that. Like, everybody was sold out. But I thought, well, I'm gonna go check IFA. Sure enough, they had it. Anyway, back to the story. So a day or so after I did the initial drive-by, my friend calls, and I'm on my way home again from work, and he says, hey, you on your way home? So yeah. Can you do me a favor and drive by that friend's house again and tell me if My wife's there? I said, sure. So, you know, I'm not sure what's going on at this point. He hasn't really said much to me about it. But I went ahead, drove by, and this time I'm on the phone with him. And he says, hey, do me a favor, can you just wait there for a few minutes? I said, sure, no problem. You know, I'm sitting there waiting, and he calls her on another line and talks to her and says, you know, hey, where you at? Oh, I'm over at a friend's house. Okay, blah, blah, blah. And again, I end up leaving, not totally sure what's going on. He doesn't tell me anything, but yeah. So fast forward a week or so. This time a friend calls me up and says, hey, can you do me a favor? I said, yeah. He says, can you drive over to the friend's house? This time I want you to park down the street for me. And when you get there, give me a call. And I can tell something's up in his voice. And so I'm like, all right, you know, come on, what's going on? He goes, I have this feeling that she's seeing somebody over at the house. It's like, okay, well, that seems really, really weird, but you know what? To help you out, let me go ahead and do it. So I head over to the friend's house and sit down the street. You know, kind of doing the private eye thing. I'm hanging out down the street, just sitting low in my truck. And he calls his wife and says, hey, where you at? She says, oh, I'm over at the friend's house. Okay. He said, how long are you going to be there? She said, oh, I'm going to be here a couple hours. Okay, no problem. So a few minutes goes by, and the friend leaves. She gets in a car with her boyfriend or husband, I don't remember, and they leave. And so now it's just my friend's wife at the house by herself. So I call my friend back, kind of give him a report, say, hey man, you know, the friend just left and your wife's there by herself. He goes, okay, that's really weird. So he calls his wife. She answers the phone. He says, hey, you know, he makes up a story like, you want to go out to lunch or something? She's like, oh yeah, my friend just left. She's going to take her kid to baseball practice or something like that. She's going to come right back and then we're going to go eat. So my friend says, oh, okay. So again, the story's kind of lining up. Like the friend just left. She's telling the truth. Nothing seems too weird. Well, a few minutes goes by and this truck pulls up into the driveway and the guy gets out and my friend's wife comes out of the house, gives this guy a big hug and a kiss. And I'm like, oh crap, like I just witnessed my friend's wife cheating on him, right? So I get on the phone really quick, call my friend up. Dude, I hate to tell you this, man, but some guy just pulled up. She came out, gave him a hug and a kiss, and they just went into the house. So my friend's like, all right, hang out there. I'll be right there. Now, mind you, he lives a couple miles away from where we're at. And I'm sitting in my truck, and it seems like 30 seconds goes by. And all of a sudden, my friend's wife and this guy come walking out of the house. They're getting into his truck, and I just hear this like crazy rumble roar as my friend's truck comes flying past my truck, screeches to a halt in the middle of the street, and I'm like 4 or 5 cars back from all this going on. I can see my friend yelling from his truck. I can see her standing in the driveway like crying and, you know, pleading with him, and the guy that was there, he's just standing there looking like, what the hell's going on? You know, he doesn't know what's going on. And so I think like, okay, if this guy starts to, you know, get defensive, if this new boyfriend guy starts to get defensive, I'm gonna get out of the truck and go help my friend kick his ass, you know, because he's cheating with my friend's wife, right? So I start slowly creeping out from the parked spot where I was, heading down just in case I gotta be close. And as I get closer, I realize, you know, my friend is just about to leave. Like, he puts his truck in drive and he tears off. So now I'm just kind of stuck in the middle of the street. And luckily they didn't notice, my friend's wife didn't notice me sitting right there. She just kind of turned to the boyfriend. They said something to each other. They hopped into this guy's truck, the new boyfriend's truck, and then they took off. So I'm sitting there just like, oh man, that was a close call, you know. It could have gotten pretty hairy there, because my friend, you know, he's a little crazy. He does some things. He doesn't have, you know, any kind of a filter. He picks fights. He does all that kind of stuff. I thought for sure, you know, I was actually kind of afraid when I told him, dude, I just saw her kiss a guy. I thought if he comes over, he's gonna bring a gun and he's gonna shoot his wife and he's gonna kill her, and he's gonna shoot this guy and he's gonna kill them. And I kind of was worried about that, but it didn't happen, and I was glad. So I get driving, and I get over to my friend's house. I go back to his house where he's at, and I see that his wife and the boyfriend are now at that house, and they're arguing in the driveway. And I'm sitting there and just like, oh crap, you know, here it goes again. So I kind of sit there off to the side. I get real close to the house just in case I got to get involved if things get, you know, physical or whatever. But they're just yelling at each other, lots of curse words and whatnot, and she gets in the truck with the boyfriend, takes off. I pull up into the driveway, and, you know, the first thing I say to my friend is, hey man, I'm really glad you weren't stupid and you didn't shoot him. And he gives me this look, and I can see in his eyes that, like, he wasn't right in the head at this point. He gives me this look. He reaches in his truck, in his door panel, and he pulls out a handgun. And he looks at me, and he said, I forgot the magazine. And like instantly, my face, my whole body just goes cold, like, holy shit. Like, you were gonna kill them. Like, you were just about to kill them. And I, being the person who gave you the call and all this other stuff, I was almost an accomplice. Like, I'm like, dude, what were you thinking? He's like, man, I was just in such a rush. I grabbed the gun and I forgot the magazine. What are you talking about? No, don't even think about killing her. Don't think about killing him. It's just, you know, it's stupid, but it's just your wife. It could be worse, you know. Something way worse. You know, you guys have always had kind of a rocky relationship, whatever. Don't do something stupid because of her, you know. There's other women out there, you know. I'm trying to like talk this guy down off the ledge as he's contemplating murder at this point, and like seriously contemplating murder. And I'm just like, what did I get myself involved in here? Like, I kind of had this feeling that he was going to do something stupid, and I kind of thought he could do something that stupid, but, you know, I didn't really think he would. But lo and behold, you know, here I am, seconds away from being an accomplice to this guy killing 2 people, and who knows what he would have done after that, because, you know, he wasn't the type of person to let his kids be raised by anyone but him and his wife. Anyway, man, so that's the story. That's probably one of the craziest things that I've ever been involved in, where I thought for sure that, you know, I at some point was going to have a testifying in court, that I was going to have to appear before a judge or something like that to explain what I was there for, but I got lucky, that's for damn sure. Anyway, guys, that's it for the story time. I'm going to edit this and hopefully it turns out okay, but I'll talk to y'all later. Take care, and don't shoot nobody. Peace out.